Hi, I'm Stephanie, and I'm the founder and owner of Pantry to Plate. I wanted to take a couple minutes to talk a little bit about Pantry to Plate and about our meal guides so you can understand exactly what they are and how they work. You may have seen some information about our meal guides or about Pantry to Plate on Facebook. Maybe you're in our meal planning group, which by the way is free if you want to join. Just look for Pantry to Plate meal planning group on Facebook. Or you may have seen that we're running a really great promo this month and you want to know exactly, okay, if I take advantage of this, what am I going to get? And that's what I'm here to share with you today. So a little bit about Pantry to Plate. Pantry to Plate was founded with the mission, my mission, to help more families eat dinner together more often. I know families want to eat at home more. I know families know that they're going to save money if they eat at home more often. They're going to eat healthier if they eat at home more often. They're going to have more quality time with their kids if they eat at home more often. And so I want to help families be able to do that. And so there's a couple ways that I work to accomplish that mission. So one is through the group, which I already mentioned. We have a free meal planning challenge group. Every week we share our dinner meal plans for the week, and every month I run a special themed challenge. So in the past, I focused for that challenge period, which is usually a week to 10 days. In the past, I focused that challenge period on topics like back to school breakfast, really how do you get breakfast organized and make it easy on yourself and on your family in the morning. We worked on the go lunches, so for school lunches or for lunches for work or even for yourself if you're running around, busy during the day for work or running kids around. What are some great on-the-go lunch ideas and ways and strategies to stay organized and keep yourself eating that home-cooked food for lunch and make it easy? So we focused on that. We're focusing on the slow cooker this month, so I think that will be great to help people understand ways to really take advantage of the slow cooker, how to really look at a recipe and know, is this gonna be great in my slow cooker or not? A lot of people say they feel like everything that comes out of the slow cooker tastes the same. So we're gonna talk about what that may be and some different strategies to use. And of course, recipes and tips for making the slow cooker work for you. And we'll keep doing more themed challenges every month as we move forward. The other way that I help is obviously through, I've got a website to help families eat together more often with the blog, with recipes, etc. So it's something to check out too, which is pantrytoplate.net. And then I also have the meal guides. And so the meal guides are what I provide via a subscription service. And really what the meal guides are is it's me taking the strategies, the recipes that I've developed, the tricks that I use to keep my family eating at home more often and putting it into a monthly guide, really easy, actionable, step-by-step plan that you can follow so that your family can eat at home more often too. And so how do I come up with these? Well, and kind of how do they work? Well, I look at this the same way that I look at my family's meal plan for the month, which is I look for the month and I look at the month and I try to figure out about 2 things, sometimes 3 things, that we'll eat for dinner each week, meals. And then I look for efficiencies. So for example, are we gonna have shredded chicken in this meal and then also have it in that meal? Great, I can make the shredded chicken one time when I make the first meal, freeze half of it, and I have it ready as a little head start on the second meal. And so I look for those efficiencies. I look for common ingredients. So if I'm buying, apricot jam for something, like can I use it in another recipe? So it's getting used and it's just not just sitting in the refrigerator in the pantry. And so I take that same planning approach to this, but instead of you getting all these tips and all these recipes and all these ideas and then you having to put it together, I put all the pieces together in this puzzle and complete the puzzle for you. So you get a complete picture and all you have to do is do what the book says. So I'm gonna talk a little bit, I'm gonna use our September guide as a walkthrough, just to give you an idea of exactly how this works. So as I mentioned, I really focus on 2 meals per week, so a total of 8 meals a month. And the reason why I focus on 2 for my own planning is because that's what's realistic, right? Every week things change, and if I plan too much, I end up wasting. And so at the beginning of the month, about ahead as I can get is 2 meals per week. And then each week I just fill in with other things. Really, really simple ideas, breakfast for dinner, my husband cooks, we eat something that's been sitting in the freezer, we eat at a restaurant, right? So we just fill, or just a family favorite. We've got a list of, 40 meals that we love, and I just know that I can pull from that, and it's really, really easy for me to get dinner on the table. So 2 per week is about as far ahead as I can realistically get for my own family. As far as other families go, I know that trying something new, especially at dinner time when things are already hectic enough, is scary. It can be really scary. And so what I found, because I have been developing recipes and sharing them with families now for about 2 years, is that most families, most moms cannot do more than 2 new recipes in a week. It's just not realistic. And so that's what I focus on, is 2 new recipes in a week, because that's what's realistic. That's what you can probably really do and what you'll be able to stick to. And it's also enough that it gets you a real step ahead, and for you to sort of fill in the edges with things that you're comfortable with works, right? You know, I really am a big believer in progress, not perfection. So if you're only eating at home as a family right now once a week or no times a week, you know, getting to 2 times a week is really, really good. If you're eating at home as a family right now 3 times a week and you add 2, like that's really, really good. So this is about helping you make progress, right? Progress for you, progress for your family, something that you can stick with. All right, so how do the guides actually work? So one of the things that I promise, you know, or a couple of things that I promise with the guides is that you can stop doing recipe hunting, right? You don't have to continue to look for recipes or play on Pinterest, which I lovingly call Pinterest the place where recipe ideas go to die, because a lot of people pin stuff and then never go back and actually make it. That's most people's habit. But you don't have to search for the recipes. You don't have to figure out even, you know, this chicken recipe looks really great, but what do I serve with it? Oh, now I gotta look for another recipe. You don't have to figure that out, because I structure these for meals, not just for a single dish, for actual meals. And you don't have to make the grocery list. I do that for you. So I'm gonna talk about how that works. Also, I include ideas for substitutions, swaps, easy shortcuts, and other types of notes for each recipe too, so that you can kind of see where the flexibility is with each recipe. So that is also in here, and I'll point some of those out. Every month I also include some sort of bonus content. So last month for back to school, I included content around 5-minute breakfasts. Like there's a whole host. I mean, if you actually look at it, there's probably 6 different recipes like right here. And these recipes can actually be made many, many different ways. You can alter them and make them lots of different ways with flavorings that you like. But easy 5-minute breakfast ideas. So every month I include some sort of bonus content like that. And the way that the guides work then is I provide you with a monthly stock up grocery list, so that once a month you're looking at your pantry and you're looking in your freezer and figuring out, okay, do I have these ingredients? One check for the month. You don't have to do it every week. So we try to make it as simple as possible. You're checking for the entire month, and then you do one bigger shopping trip, which this still isn't huge, right? If you're actually cooking at home 8 times for the month, this isn't a huge shopping list. So we provide you with that list. We do code everything. You might be able to see this column here. I code everything with a meal code. So if you know you're not going to make a certain meal, you can easily find the ingredients that go to that meal and strike it from the list. You don't have to flip back and forth or figure it out. I make these little planning templates for each week then. So the way that this works is it lists the 2 meals that are on the Pantry to Plate plan for the week. It lists then 5 other ideas. Just general ideas for things that you might be able to have for a meal that night, just to get your mind going. So you're not just sitting there blank going, oh my gosh, I'm starting to blank page. What are we gonna eat this week? But just to get you going and give you some inspiration. The template really takes my meal planning approach into account, which is what do we have going on with our family, or what's my work schedule like that day, or my husband's, or the activity schedule, or whatever it is. That gives me an idea of how much time I have to make a meal. Like, is it super duper crazy that day and I really just can't do something new? Then I know that. Is this a day where I feel like, yeah, I can make a new recipe and it's gonna be great? Okay, I know that. So do that and then slot in what it is you're gonna have that specific night. And then each week has this groceries fill-in list, right? So I try to keep it to about 5 to 7 items. Very simple things that you can have delivered, that you can have the shopper at the grocery store pick for you. You just drive up and pick it up. You can send your partner to go get it, or an older kid. You know, really, really a simple, straightforward, and small grocery list then for the week. So we do that for each week, for all 4 weeks. And then we get into the actual meals themselves. So this example, huli chicken with baked island rice. Okay, so this was an example, or this is a recipe that we had in the September guide. Chicken with rice. Here's the full meal. The rice has vegetables in it. I'll just throw that out there. So here's the full meal, right? Here are the full instructions on how to make this meal start to finish so everything is ready at the same time. It's not, here's how to make chicken, here's how to make rice. It's The steps are sequential to make the whole meal. And then here are the ingredients that you'll use in that meal. On the back here, there's a note on the shortcuts and swaps that I mentioned. There's also ways to get your family involved, ideas for like what your kids or your partner can do to help you prep. Connect is a question, a conversation starter, just something to get you talking around the table besides how was your day or who did you hang out with today. So that's what Connect is. And then there's notes. What did you love about the recipe? What would you change? Did you make it again, etc. And I keep all the recipes when I do the design intact like this, so you can, if you want to keep one page, you can just tear it out and keep it. You don't have to keep the whole thing, right? And everything's together. So it's designed with that intent. You know, I said in the beginning, I look for shortcuts to put together into the guides. Shortcuts are really baked in, so to speak, no pun intended. One of the things, for example, I mentioned that this is a chicken and rice recipe. You don't even make the rice on the stove. This one takes a little bit longer to cook just because chicken takes how long it takes to cook in the oven. You can't shortcut that. But what's great about it is it all comes together in the oven. So you're not even like messing with the rice on the stove. You're putting all these components together, you're putting them all in the oven, and then you can take the 35 minutes that it's in the oven to do homework with your kids, to pick up around the house, to switch the laundry, whatever it is that you have to do. And so what I really try to do is focus on little hands-on time, right? Like how do we minimize hands-on time? How do we use your time efficiently? And how do we make things really, really simple? Again, not fussing with rice on the stovetop and having chicken in the oven. Like, let's just have it all in the oven and have it all be done, and making it really easy. And so that is really my style of recipe, my style of weeknight cooking. So that's something that you'll see as well. I focus a lot on things like one-pot pastas where you don't have to boil the pasta separately. That's not 100% true, but 90% of the pastas I include are one-pot pastas, so they come together really quickly and really easily. And my recipes are generally very flexible. I don't focus on a specific diet. For me, this is just about family food. I do introduce new flavors in different ways, which is one of the biggest sort of compliments or testimonials that I've gotten from moms who have tried the guides and tried my recipes, is that, you know, they're getting their kids to try new things because it's in a familiar form. And so they're getting new flavors, they're getting, you know, new meals, new ingredients in front of their family, which is healthier and really opening options and opening palettes for them and their families. So that's really how, that's how the guides are structured. Again, really trying to save you the time and the headache from having to meal plan, from having to search for recipes, really think about like, okay, I saw that shortcut on that video on Facebook, but how do I use it in my life? Make it in here, and really trying to save you or keep you from having to worry about making a bunch of lists. Although I know some people love making lists. I am one of those people. So really just trying to provide you what you need to be able to cook for your family at home more often. That's the end goal, that's the mission, and that's really what we want to support. So if you're interested in learning more about Pantry to Plate, if you're interested in subscribing to our meal guides, there's a couple ways that you can get to that. One way is on Facebook. If you look for Pantry to Plate Meals on Facebook, you'll find us and you'll get information on our guides, any promotions that we're running, and how to shop for our guides. Our website is also pantry to the word, not the letter, pantry2plate.net. So you can go check out the website. You can also get more information and sign up for the guides right there. So if you have any questions, find us on Facebook, shoot me a message. I'm happy to clarify anything that I can, answer any questions that I possibly can. I'm really passionate about helping families eat together more often, and I really believe our guides do that. All right, thanks so much. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.